America is facing an unprecedented crisis. Our borders are under siege. Illegal immigration has reached a record high under the Biden administration. There are now 16.8 million illegal immigrants living in the United States. This is a direct result of open border policies. These policies are endangering our nation. The current administration has weakened border security. They have reversed successful policies of the previous administration. This has sent a clear message to the world. America is open to anyone who can sneak across our borders. The consequences are devastating. Our communities are being overwhelmed by this influx of people. Our schools, hospitals, and social services are strained to the breaking point. The rule of law is being undermined as sanctuary cities refuse to cooperate with federal immigration authorities. This cannot stand. We must demand action from our elected officials. We must secure our borders and enforce our immigration laws. The future of our nation depends on it. Illegal immigration is not a victimless crime. It comes at a steep price. American taxpayers are footing the bill. The Federation for American Immigration Reform, FAIR, estimates that illegal immigration costs taxpayers a staggering $163 billion annually. This is money that could be used to fund our schools, fix our roads, and support our veterans. This financial burden is simply unsustainable. Every dollar spent on illegal immigrants is a dollar taken away from American citizens. It is a betrayal of the American taxpayer. We are being asked to sacrifice our own well-being to subsidize the lives of those who have broken our laws. This is not about compassion. It is about common sense. We cannot afford to bankrupt our nation by providing free handouts to anyone who crosses our borders illegally. We must prioritize the needs of American citizens first. It is time to demand fiscal responsibility from our leaders. We must end the reckless spending on illegal immigration. We must invest in our own people. The massive influx of illegal immigrants is placing an unbearable strain on our nation's infrastructure. States and cities are struggling to cope with the increased demand for housing, healthcare, education, and social services. States along the southern border in particular are bearing the brunt of this crisis. They are overwhelmed by the sheer number of people crossing the border illegally. Their resources are stretched thin. Their communities are struggling to adapt. Now every state has become a border state due to the failures of the Biden-Harris administration. Cities across the country are feeling the impact. Schools are overcrowded, hospitals are overflowing, and social services are being stretched to the limit. This is not sustainable. Our infrastructure is crumbling under the weight of illegal immigration. We need to take action now to secure our borders and enforce our immigration laws. Our public schools are being inundated with children who have entered the country illegally. Many of these children do not speak English. They require additional resources and support. This puts a strain on teachers, administrators, and taxpayers. Classrooms are becoming overcrowded. Teachers are struggling to provide individualized attention to their students. The quality of education for American children is suffering. Hospitals are also struggling to cope with the influx of illegal immigrants. Emergency rooms are overflowing. Wait times are increasing. Healthcare costs are rising for everyone. Illegal immigrants are less likely to have health insurance. They often rely on emergency rooms for basic care. This puts a strain on the entire healthcare system. Our schools and hospitals are being pushed to the breaking point. This is unfair to American citizens and legal residents. We must prioritize the needs of our own people. Section 5. Sanctuary jurisdictions versus rule of law, a nation divided. The issue of illegal immigration has created a deep divide in our nation. Sanctuary cities and states which refuse to cooperate with federal immigration authorities are defying the rule of law. They are putting the safety of their citizens at risk. These cities are providing safe havens for criminals. They are making it more difficult to deport dangerous individuals. This is a recipe for disaster. The citizens of sanctuary jurisdictions are living with the consequences of these reckless policies. Crime rates are rising, communities are becoming less safe, the rule of law is being undermined. This cannot stand. We are a nation of laws. All cities and states must comply with federal immigration law. Sanctuary cities and states must be held accountable for their actions. Section 6. The Supreme Court weighs in, a glimmer of hope. The Supreme Court has recently issued a ruling that could have significant implications for immigration enforcement. In a 6-3 decision, the court upheld a Trump-era policy that allows the government to prioritize the deportation of illegal immigrants who pose a threat to public safety or national security. This is a victory for the rule of law. There is currently an estimated 640,000 criminal illegal immigrants roaming free in America. The decision by the court is a step in the right direction. The Supreme Court has recognized the importance of enforcing our immigration laws. This ruling will give law enforcement agencies more tools to remove dangerous criminals from our communities. It will make our nation safer. While this ruling is a positive development, it is only a first step. We need comprehensive immigration reform that secures our borders, enforces our laws, and puts American citizens first. Section 7, Beyond the Border Crossings, the issue of visa overstays. While much of the focus on illegal immigration centers on border crossings, it is crucial to address the significant issue of visa overstays. Millions of individuals enter the United States legally on visas each year. However, a substantial number overstay their welcome, remaining in the country illegally after their visas expire. These visa overstays contribute to the overall population of illegal immigrants. They put a strain on our resources and pose security risks. Addressing visa overstays requires a multi-pronged approach. We need stricter visa requirements, enhanced tracking mechanisms, and increased enforcement efforts to identify and remove those who have overstayed their visas. By tackling both border security and visa overstays, we can effectively address the challenge of illegal immigration and protect the integrity of our immigration system. Section 8, Restoring Order, the need for secure borders and deportations. The only way to solve the illegal immigration crisis is to secure our borders and enforce our laws. We need a multifaceted approach that includes physical barriers, increased border patrol agents, and advanced technology. A wall or any robust physical barrier is essential to deter illegal crossings. It sends a clear message that our borders are not open to anyone who wants to enter. We also need to increase the number of border patrol agents. These brave men and women are on the front lines of this battle. They need our support. We need to utilize technology to secure our borders. This includes drones, sensors, and other surveillance equipment. In addition to securing our borders, we need to enforce our laws within our communities. This means deporting illegal immigrants who are caught breaking the law. We need to jail anyone employing or giving housing to any illegal immigrant. Section 9. Reclaiming our heritage, a call for patriotism and action. The illegal immigration crisis is a threat to our national sovereignty, our economic security, and our American way of life. It is time for all patriotic Americans to stand up and demand action. We must reclaim our heritage as a nation of laws. We must secure our borders, enforce our immigration laws, and put the needs of American citizens first. Contact your elected officials. Let them know that you demand action on illegal immigration. Support organizations that are fighting for secure borders and common-sense immigration policies. This is our country. Our future is at stake. Let us rise to the challenge and preserve the American dream for generations to come.